Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? I am having what I like to call my cozy as fuck day. I've got my Kinky Boots sweatshirt on that I absolutely love because it's just super cozy. I was like, oh, I should get all dressed today, and then I looked at the sweatshirt and I was like, no, I need to just wear my Kinky Boots sweatshirt and just chill. And I love this sweatshirt. I got it in London, and I was obviously saying Kinky Boots, and it just says, it has an affirmation on the back that's like, you just be you, or something like that. I forget exactly what it is, but it's just one of my favorite sweatshirts. Anyway, that is not the topic of my live, though that would be an interesting live, just me talking about my sweatshirt the entire time, but that is not what we're doing today. So I'm having my kind of cozy as fuck day, and I was driving around. I had a couple of errands I needed to run, and I was listening to music in the car. I was like, okay, let me listen to some music, and I popped in like we're in the 80s and I'm popping in a cassette tape. No, I touched on my Spotify list a music playlist that I have not listened to in years. I mean we're talking. Somebody's trying to call again in the middle of my live. But I have not listened to this playlist in years, and it was actually a playlist that was very like pump up affirmative when I first made it, like I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago. And so I turned it on because I'm like, oh, there's some songs I like, and I'm listening to it, and as I'm listening to it, I'm going, my goodness, this is not inspirational at all. This is victim. And I'm listening to it, and they're good songs, and actually, potentially, if I played you most of the songs, you'd go, those are good songs, like, what's wrong? What's wrong with them? But I was truly listening to some of the messages that were coming through in the songs, and I was like, wow, this is seen as an inspirational song. This is seen as a song that is meant to pump somebody up or get them in alignment, and it is actually the exact opposite. So there is one song, and it's called Fighter, and I used to love it, and the song is all about, you know, kind of showing the world and like fighting, and like, you know, like there's one part that's like, give me pain, give me scars, like, and it doesn't sound, when I'm verbalizing that, it doesn't sound very, very uplifting, but it's got this like, you know, we're gonna make it through, like you're a fighter kind of feeling to it. And I was listening to that, not just that song, but quite a few songs. And as I'm listening, I was going, well, why do I have to kind of get down in the dredge of things? Why do I have to experience all this horrible pain to have all this pleasure? Now, I do believe that we have to be open to any energy that comes into us, as far as like, we can only experience our light as far as we've experienced our dark. However, that does not mean that when we are trying to manifest things or pull them into our life, that we have to suffer in order to deserve it, in order to be worthy. And that is the message I kind of heard from this song. And then another song about like being lost, and I was just listening, and then as I'm listening, and they're good songs, like I said, some of them are good songs, but when I really tuned into the messages, I was shocked at these songs that really pulled me through at 7, 8 years ago, at some of the messages I was feeding myself and not even realizing how I was feeding myself those. And then last night I'm on a date. We ended up, we're at the Vitruvian Lights and having a good time, and this gentleman I was with kept saying like, oh yeah, it's like Game of Thrones, and I don't watch TV, so I have no clue what you're talking about. He's like, yeah, it's like cutthroat and warring, and like, you know, And he's trying to explain this, and he brings this comment up several times, and I'm like, okay, so what are you feeding yourself as far as television goes? What are the messages you're getting? That life has to be cutthroat, life has to be tearing each other down, and so all of that to really say, I want you all to take a second today and think about what you're truly feeding yourself. And that is one of the reasons I don't really watch a lot of TV. There's occasionally I'll watch something, but overall I'm just not a huge television person. And if I do watch TV, there's only a specific couple shows that I will watch. And the same thing with I love music, so music I'm not as picky about, but really thinking about what you're feeding yourself. What are you putting in your brain? Because guess what, guys? What you're putting in your brain is actually more damaging than potentially even what you're putting in your body. Oh, and I have a 333 license plate in front of me. Yay! Sorry. It's gonna be a good day. But what are you feeding your mind? Because I can tell you that you can be the cleanest eater, have the most paleo diet, or whatever the crap kind of diet you want to be on. And if you're feeding your brain all this negativity, not realizing it, you're doing just as much damage. It doesn't matter what you're physically eating if you are consuming all this junk. So, all that to say, now I'm in a so mood today. Sometimes I get into my moods where I'm like, so this, so that, so that. But anyway, I want you to pay attention to all the music that you hear today, all the TV you watch, any messages you hear that potentially you're like, no, this is a good message. Really tune in and go, is it though? Is it really a good message? Is it something that is truly feeding me? Or is it a positive message in this that is truly not positive and is actually depleting you? So so that is my suggestion for you all today. Pay attention to these messages we feed ourselves, and it's actually just kind of fun to pay attention to the messages we're receiving without even realizing it. It was just kind of fun, because then it became a game to me while I was listening to my playlist of going like, okay, like, well, what's this message? Like, what's going on with this song? And there's a couple songs that I'm like, no, this is a good message. Like, it can totally stand by this message. And then a couple of them that were not. Actually, a couple of love songs that I listened to them and I'm like, this isn't love, this is need. So just listen, and I think that you will be amazed at what you're truly feeding your mind, and then make a change. So it's one thing to recognize it, it's a whole nother thing to then not do anything about it. Recognize it and note, oh, this isn't a good message. I'm not going to choose to listen to this anymore. I'm going to choose not to watch this anymore. I'm going to choose not to use that verbiage anymore. Whatever it is. So, that is my Tuesday message for today, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. On a side note, I have the Me program. Yes, I just sang that. How to be selfish in a heart-centered way. It is a 2-day deep dive intensive coming out on the 10th. But you need to register now for it. It is going to be an amazing program. It is super cheap. There is a way to upgrade the program in order to work one-on-one with me for hundreds of dollars less than you would normally. So, I'm going to let you guys go, but I will see you guys tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.